Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about font styling and CSS. We also learned this in HTML, but in CSS it is a little different, so we're going to be doing that. First, let's open the style.css page we made yesterday. And now there are 5 basic font families. Let's make a comment. In CSS, it's different. It is control // plus // but the sign is different. In HTML, the sign is the left, right, this left-angled bracket, exclamation mark, and 2 dash and all that. But in CSS, the sign is / ****. Let's write font family here. And now there are 5 basic font families. Control // The first one is the serif font family. It's the one with those strokes, that elegant type writing, like the Times New Roman and Plus just write strokes. It's also used for formality and elegant look. Let's just copy paste this so that we don't have to do. Control C, Control V. Then we have the sans serif family. This has no stroke, and it has a clean edge look. Then is the monospace. And this has a robotic look. Look, I'll explain everything. Robotic and printing look. Should I say handwriting? Let's just say handwriting. The handwriting in which you usually see in the papers and in papers, basically, in your papers and tests and all that in school, obviously. Then the fourth is the cursive, and it's basically, it wants to imitate your handwriting, like basically to imitate your handwriting. Cursive handwriting. I think there's one like curly something in Word document. Curly something, and it was basically what cursive is, but I can't remember the name exactly. This is the fifth and last one, and this is the fantasy font family, and it's kind of a funky fancy look. Now these are your basic 5 basic font families, or 5 generic font families. Sorry. Now there's a thing called the font family property that actually states or specifies which font is used on your text. If in a font family, if you, like for example, the Times New Roman, it has 3 words in its name, right? So it needs to have a quotation marks. Like if I write font, oops, Control Z. I think I wrote this somewhere. We did like this. This font family, like this. It needs to have quotation marks. If the name is like 3, if the name is 2 or 2 or more words in its name, if there are 2 or 2 or more words in the font's name, then it needs to have quotation marks like this. Then we're going to be learning something called the web-safe fonts, which are fonts that are installed or downloaded all over the world across all devices and browsers. There are some web-safe fonts that I can show you right now. Control// web-safe fonts. Control// The first is the ones I can tell you are, I'll tell you 10 right now. These are the most web-safe fonts. The first, let's just copy paste this like 9 more times. Control-C. Control. One. Let's just copy paste this. Control-C. Control-V. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. Okay. Okay, the first one is Arial, and it's probably the most popular. It's also the default font for the Google Docs, and it's the most popular. Its font family is the sans serif. Then is the Verdana, which is also one of the most popular font. Its font family is also sans serif. Then we have the Helvetica. I'll first name the sans serif, and then the serif, and then the monospace and cursive. We don't have the fantasy one in the web-safe fonts, mostly because it's not easy to read. Okay, let's see. Helvetica. Oops. Helvetica. It's not how you spell it, is it? No, it's not how you spell it. Helvetica. Here we go. Then is the 1 second. Oh wait. The Tahama. The Trebuchet MS. It's usually used. Was made by Microsoft back in the 1990s, I think. I hope. Trebuchet, whatever you want to call it, Trebuchet. I really don't know the pronunciation. This is also to sans serif, and this is not a very good web safe font because it is not supported by all mobile systems. So usually this isn't used a lot, but it's still better. Then it's the Times New Roman, which is also probably one of popular ones. And this is from the serif family. Serif. Let me just copy this. Serif. Control C. Okay, Times New Roman. Then we have the Georgia. This is also the serif family. Then we have the whatever. Then we have the Courier New, which is the monospace. Which is from the monospace family. This next one is from the cursive family, and it is not used as a good. It is not a good web safe font because sometimes it's not very easy to read. So if you want to come across your readers easily, this would be hard to interpret. Now these are all your web safe fonts that you can use in your web page. In your website, web page, whatever. So to read and Trebuchet. Not supported by all mobile systems. Okay. Then we'll go through the font style, font weight, and font size, which we have all done in HTML, but for a better understanding, for a deeper look into all these, we will be doing this in this video as well. Also, there is something new we'll be learning today, which is the font variant. Okay. Let's first do the font style. There are three styles, right? The normal, the italic, and the oblique. We have done all of these, I think. We haven't done oblique, however. Font style. Let's also do the. We can do the. Oblique is. Oblique is like italic, but slightly. It's like italic, but it's mostly called leaning. It looks like it's leaning a little. if you look hard enough, there is a tiny difference between how the letters are arranged, but it's not really that visible. Then let's do the normal. Normal. And the normal is this normal. Then we also did the font weight. Lighter, bolder, 900. There's a normal, there's also the normal, lighter, bold, bolder, and of course the numbers, which starts from which end at 900, but still it's like 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like that. Okay. Then the font size. We did this font size here. We use the pixel, which is usually for beginners, but for the intermediates or the pros, it's the EM, the ephemeral unit, the percentage sign, and the VW, the viewport width. But we won't be learning it right now, and at this stage we only need pixels, and pixels, for me, I prefer pixels a lot more than prefer the others. Then we should do the font variants. Now this is different. Let me just show you how it's done. The font variant, there are two types of them. It's normal or the small caps font. In the small caps font, all the over here, this is heading. The HIS and the EADING. Everything except for T and H will be made into capitals. But it will appear in a smaller text than the original uppercase, like the T and the H. First, I will show you how to do it the internal way, and then I will show you how to do the external way. Okay, let's go into the style for a second. Actually, no. First, we have to make a paragraph. Or you can change this paragraph. It doesn't have many, does it? No, it does not. Oh, it's fine. We can just make this paragraph into let's write class. Just use the class attribute. This is basically to name a specific heading or a paragraph. Let's name this P1. Okay. And let's go to the style. The style. Okay. Let's create P dot dot P1, curly brackets, and then this will be the font variant normal. Which paragraph did we do it? Close here. the after heading change. Let's just create an entirely different an entirely different paragraph, because a lot of stuff has been done. Okay. P paragraph. Let's just start something like let's do alarm Epson. Let's do a class and we should write normal inside this just to make a difference. Let's do another P and do a alarm Epson again. Class small caps. Okay. Now we can go back in the style. Let's just move this for a second. Let's write P dot normal and do a curly brackets. Font variant normal. This is your normal. Control C, Control V. Small caps. No, not normal. Small caps. There we go. All the lowercase, all the lowercase letters have been turned into. This is what you see in the books that have the fairy tales and stuff, like the start of. I think you got what I mean. This is the font variant property. Okay. I can show you how to do it the external way too. For that, we'll have to delete this right here. Control X, Control V. You just have to paste the same thing you did. It's the same thing, basically, except this is in the style tag and this doesn't need a tag. Okay. Then let's learn about Google fonts. If you don't want to use the HTML fonts, because maybe you got bored of them somehow, Google has a huge variety of good fonts and they are free, and you can style it too. But first, let's get a couple fonts. we have to go to Google Fonts. Fonts are just basically fonts.google.com. And this is the page. Let's choose a couple of fonts, and I will be choosing this because of my own preference, not because of something else. Green. Okay. Personally, I have 3 fonts that I really like. The first one is this Splash font. There's not a reason why I like this font, just really the fancy type, hard to read type, and I really like those types. You have to click add, select the style, and up here you'll get your selected family. This is all your link, like this link. And you can see here that the font family is cursive. Okay, so we will first use the splash font. Now, usually the last link works. So I'm going to be using the third link. And this link needs to be above the style.css one link. Okay. Okay, so let's see how it looks like. Let's first do it the internal way. Let's do a heading, a paragraph, and a number paragraph. So over here we can I forgot to write the comment. I forgot to comment. Control slash what's this font variant? It's font variant, right? Font variant. And over here we can do control slash Google Fonts. Okay, let's do a heading, H1, and this is the splash font, right? Okay, and we should name this heading. Then a paragraph, a numbered paragraph. 0. And let's name this a number. No. We can name this Lauren Gibson. Okay, and inside this we will be writing Lauren Gibson. This will get quite messy. Okay. We will be doing a heading, no, dot heading, period heading, font. Okay, so over here, they already told you which font family it is. Let's just Control C this and Control V this. And this is not the splash font. Enter work. It did not work. Why didn't it work? Ah, right, sorry, oops. This is the problem of doing things second time. Instead of capital H. There we go, that's your splash font. Right, the quotation marks don't exactly matter, but the semi, it's actually not gonna matter either. Okay, let's do a Control C this. Let's do a Control V and another Control V. And over here, I think we did the numbers, was it? Yes. And here was the learn. And here is your splash font, and it is hard to read, but put a brain into it and you can figure it out. Also, the family after it, like for example, over here we wrote over here. It's the cursive, right? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, but it's a little nicer if you do put it. But otherwise, it doesn't make a difference, really. Okay. Now the external way, let's just Control X this. And over here, let's put a Control V. And it's the same thing, basically. Okay, now let's do something. Let's do 3 fonts at the same time, okay? Or how about 4 fonts? Let's do 4 fonts at the same time. Okay. We have done the splash already, right? Now we need Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Where is it? Okay, that's one splash. Okay. Second, third, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4. Okay, so then we're going to be doing the Sophia font, the Princess Sophia font, and last is the Auto White font. auto wide font. Oh, sorry, no, not the auto wide, it's the audio windows. Audio wide font. Okay, so this is heading. Audio. This is the heading. Let's do this heading B, 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 C, 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 and D, D, D. And let's just name this A just for A. A. And we can name this A. And A. There we go. Okay, so splash, and let's go back to Google Fonts, and let's search Sophia and both Sophia and select the style. Let's go to Princess Sophia and select this style. And use the audio wide. This. It gives you like a robotic neon escapee room site. I mean, gives that type of vibes to me. Okay, now up here, these are all the families we have. Now this link has been changed to all of these families. So let's just do Control C, and let's go up here, delete this, and Control V. There we go. And we will be controlling C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Heading A, this is B, 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 C, C, C. D, D, D. And I'm going to have to change all of this. So here will be, let's just do Control D, Control D. And we will be changing Control D, Control. No. Control D, Control D. And we'll be deleting this and writing Sophia. There we go. Such a pretty font, isn't it? Let's Control C this. Control D, D, D. This will be Princess, and Control V, Princess Sophia. Font. Pretty. I think we got the idea from Sophia the First. And this will be the audio wide. Look, such a pretty font. I really like this font. But if you want to do this in the internal way, then you have to like Control C Office and Control V. It happens like that. It works like that basically. We can style this too. You can style it too, using the font size, the font color, and all that. Over here, you can style it too, using the font size, font color, background color, whatever you want, and you just have to like over here you can write font color, background, whatever you want. But right now, as the video is already like 40 something minutes long, we won't be doing this. So, and this is all we're going to be learning today about the fonts in CSS. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.